The sheets that you see at Sheetz, let me tell you about it, and the scenarios that guys run through their heads. So every guy runs scenarios through their heads, at least every man who's able-bodied and capable of doing things and wants to do things in an emergency, right? So whether it be you're sitting, that scenario, you're sitting in a restaurant, some crazy person comes to the door, what do you think you might do? You're on a train or bus, something's gonna happen, driving around town, you see something, whatever. We run scenarios, right? It's kind of like that thing that was going around about the Roman Empire, men thinking about it in all surveys and stuff. So maybe that's a new survey. Maybe you can tell me in the comments what scenarios you run in your head as a man sometimes. And that's the scenarios of crazy things that might happen, how you respond to them. So I'm at this Sheetz, and long story short, I was on my way from home about 30 minutes out, and I'm just like, I didn't fill up ahead of time like I normally do, and I'm like, I need gas. So the only thing that was near where I was at was a Sheetz. Not optimal, especially for a Porsche to put Sheetz gas in there. Not to say it's the worst gas ever, but hey, here we are. I had to do it. So I'm like, I'll stop here, put 20 bucks, 30 bucks in, and then I'll fill up, premium obviously, so that's not very much gas. And then I'll fill up when I get to Shell or something like that. So I pull in, I'm at the front pump, and I can see the building clearly, the rows of cars parked there. So I'm filling up. I left my phone in the car for whatever reason this day, and which I wish I had it out, because you always keep your phone on you, just because you never know what you may see and need to record. Especially, it could be a safety thing where you just want to get something going on. Now keep in mind, Ohio, and particularly this area, stretch of like I-90, is a hub for like human trafficking and things like that. You see signs all over the place telling you about trafficking, signs to look for in the DMVs. You see them like in the gas stations along the way. You'll see signs, things like that. So sitting there doing my gas, and I look up, a teenager comes out, opens his driver's door in his car. It's like, I don't know, like a Kia sedan or Honda sedan, something like that. And there's nothing out of the ordinary, but my head's on a swivel, so I'm just observing everything that's going on, right? And I turn my head, kind of pump gas, and he pops his trunk open. And just because like the color, I guess the guy had like a white hoodie or something like that. Something caught my eye though, from how I was standing in relative terms. And I'm like, what the? Sure enough, somebody's in the trunk of the car. So I'm just like, whoa, like, is a scenario about to come for real? Because like I have, we'll get into my background skills and things like that another time, another video, but like I have the ability to intervene in the situation. And it's one of those things where I like didn't have time to grab my phone to say call the police first or something like that. And you think someone's being kidnapped, you certainly want someone to drive off if you could possibly stop something. And right at the point where I saw it looked like a one-on-one scenario. So it's like, hey, we can handle business. So, and this is all happening in seconds, not like as long as me telling the story. So the only saving grace here, while I'm trying to ascertain what is going on here, is that another kid comes out of the gas station, with this bag or whatever they have in there, and proceeds to climb in the trunk. And this is, again, happening relatively quickly, dragging out how I'm telling it, but it's not like, a long period of time. So I'm just thinking to myself, these jackwagons, like, don't do that stuff. Like, we all were teens, we all did dumb stuff. But like this day and age, especially with all the trafficking and things like that, I'm assuming the game they're playing was how many kids can fit in this. I don't know if this maybe was a viral trend going on. I don't know. On TikTok, I mean, considering I'm on TikTok, maybe I should look and see fake trafficking or something like that. I don't know. But other teen gets in, and then I see some other kids come out, and they actually get into the car. Something myself, I just kind of mugged the one kid because they're standing there like helping the kid get in because he's trying to fit himself in there. The one who's driving, I'm just looking at him like, what are you doing, dude? And big brother, uncle kind of look at my face, and he could tell he knew he had messed up. This was dumb what they were doing because it's not safe. Like, if they get an accident, that's not good, or just anything. Police drive there and see that, they're gonna think the same thing I thought. Like, why is someone in the trunk of your car? Because that's not normal, clearly. So the only place you see stuff like that, that's Sheetz stuff right there. That is the Sheetz you see at Sheetz right there, or Walmart. No. I'm going to think of something catchy. The creative director helped me out with that one. So I'm going to think of something catchy to say for Walmart. But the same thing. Walmart, if some Wild West stuff's going to happen where you have to actually execute on one of those scenarios you run in your head, it's going to be at one of those two places. So let me know in the comments. Like if you enjoyed this story. Comment. Also, just comment anyhow on those scenarios you run in your head. But if you see this on YouTube, subscribe there. Trying to build this up. And yeah, so I'm going to keep the crazy stories coming because when you're in Ohio, you have a plethora of crazy stories, let me tell you, because that's just the nature of Ohio and Florida. I don't know what to tell you. Ohio and Florida, you get crazy stories. Take care.